When you're buying a house, people use terms like closing costs, down payment, earnest money, or deposit, and you're thinking, sure, yeah, I know what those are. Not really. I'm about to help you out right now. Hey there, I'm Angel with Bakersfield Real Estate Group and Agent Core Realty. I am your local Bakersfield expert, and I am your favorite realtor. So here's the thing. We get asked these questions all the time, and closing costs and deposit and EMD, or all of these terms that just confuse the snot out of you, basically. I'm here to make it simple for you. So let's get started. Okay, number one, earnest money deposit or deposit. Here's what it does. It tells the seller, I'm not looking at any other houses. I want yours. And you've said that you need this money from me to make sure that you receive my offer. Here's my deposit or earnest money so that you know I'm serious about buying your house. It's not the down payment and it's not the closing costs. The deposit goes toward your closing costs. We'll get to that. So the earnest money is presented with your offer to the seller, and it tells the seller, I want your house. Maybe there's multiple offers. Maybe there's going to be a counter situation. You don't know. Number two, down payment. Okay, so you're looking at your price point of $300,000. So 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool. Totally doable here in Bakersfield, by the way. That's another story. So you think, okay, I'm going to put 3% down. So you take 300,000 times 3%, and it's $9,000. So if you have $12,000 saved and you put $9,000 toward your loan, then your loan amount isn't $300,000, it's $291,000. So the down payment lowers what you actually have as a mortgage loan amount. Does that make sense? And we do offer down payment assistance programs, but those just get added on to the end of the loan. And so if you don't have money saved, you can potentially have a down payment assistance program that would help you get that down payment, get your loan amount down, but then it gets tacked on to the end of your loan so that when you sell, they get their money back. It's a government program. But really, at the end of the day, the more money you can have saved to put on your down payment lowers what your actual house payment and loan amount will be. And that's what we want, right? We want a really low house payment. All right, number three is closing costs. So closing costs are above and beyond the price of the property that you're buying. Whether you're buying or selling, there are closing costs. Whether you're the seller, that you have to have them go toward the buyer, or the buyer, there are fees for you that are your closing costs as the buyer of the property. That's just the way it works out here in California. Some states do things differently, so check with your state. And closing costs are the loan origination fee, taxes, title. They are negotiable. They can be paid by both the buyer or the seller. They vary. It depends on your loan amount. It depends on the price of the house. It depends on what you've negotiated. Closing costs are not your down payment and they're not your deposit. But your deposit goes toward these closing costs. Remember, we talked about that at the beginning. So if that earnest money was $2,500 as an example, that $2,500 goes toward the closing costs. And so if the closing costs are $10,500, that $2,500 goes toward that $10,500. So I hope that helps you understand the difference between an earnest money, a down payment, and closing costs. And it's not clear as mud. I hope it makes it easy for you to understand. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. Leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm here every Wednesday at noon telling you all the cool things about Bakersfield, real estate, lifestyle, everything that happens here in town. I am your local expert. I am your local realtor. Do not forget that, and I will see you next Wednesday.